everybody, welcome back to AmityBloom. My name is Nazi. Thank you so much for joining me again. Today I wanted to film a very quick little video on my book clipouts that a lot of people seem to be wondering on how I get my ephemera, where I get them, if I buy it. And the answer is like 90% of my ephemera that you see in my journal comes from vintage children's book clipouts. I have, honestly, a container full to the brim of book clipouts from children's books, and they make me so happy. It's art. It's basically art. Like this picture of this girl, let me move it aside, is art, and it was drawn by an artist. And putting this in your journal, like just choosing a page, don't mind this is my scrap page, but you know, putting it in your journal, it puts someone's art into your journal, and for me that's just so magical. There's something really special about putting someone else's art into your journal, because their art will be kept in there for years to come. So sometimes I wonder how people can donate these wonderful books, but then again, if it wasn't for them, I wouldn't be able to have them. So this is just a quick example of what I typically look for. I like to look for matte pages. Like watercolor art is what I'm initially drawn towards. Green colors, you know, I spend a lot of time outside. I love nature. I like to journal about nature, so I typically look for green sceneries and landscapes. Also birds. I'm obsessed with birds. I think they're so cute. So that's what typically most of my cutouts are from, of florals, of animals, of seasons. Because this is something pretty basic to journal. You know, a lot of things can be happening in your day, and you can just add a simple image of this, and you can journal about how your day was spent during winter. So it's very basic. This is an image. I typically don't cut out images of people, but I really like the color contrast of the yellow and the teal and the like pastel colors, so I clipped it out. Here's one of Peter Rabbit, some birds and flowers, of some little bears. I will never see a bear in the forest dressed up in human clothing, but it's just an image that I really liked, and it's just fun to put it in your journal, you know, because as I said, there's no rules. And of course this beautiful image. This I would probably put on the cover of a journal because I love it that much. It's so beautiful. So that's just a quick example of what I gravitate towards. Now let me show you what kinds of books I tend to pick up. I tend to go towards the books that have covers, that have hardback covers, or if they're paperback covers. If they're of flowers, of birds, of nature, that's what I typically go towards. And this is just like a field guide to books, field guide to birds. And I love the illustration in there. This is another book. This one initially drawed my attention because of the color of the background of the paper. Normally the paper is really white, and this one's looks tea-dyed, and that's what I loved about it. And a quick little tip, sometimes if you're working with book cutouts, it's double-sided obviously, so you have to decide what page you want to sacrifice. Like here, like this image, I don't like that one, so I would cut that out. That's pretty easy. But if we're talking about this one, I really like this image. I like that one too. So I would just have to decide which one I would want to go for. Or sometimes what I do is I really like both sides of the image, then I just trim it and I add it as a tip-in into my journal. I would tip it in, and then I would just add the piece of paper here, journal over that, and then keep that image as itself. So possibilities are endless. The main thing is that if you see an image that you like, just cut it out. This one is the exact opposite. There's no illustrations in here. It's just a bunch of words. And this is a Webster's Rhyming Dictionary. And as you can see here, I already trimmed it out. And I used this book to get this cutout that you saw in my journal with me video. So don't just think that you need to use illustrations. You can also use words and phrases. Another major thing that I love is little golden books. I always try to find little golden books. I have currently in my stash some pretty big ones and then some tiny ones. Same thing, just the vintage images. And these patterns. Like here, I don't really have a baby, so this doesn't pertain to me, but I would just trim this pattern out, and you can use it to do a little flag or to give accents to a page. So don't just think, oh, this book is about, you know, babies, doesn't pertain to me. Just look at the patterns. If there's a design that you like in there, you can cut it out. This one, initially, come on, how can I not? I love this image right here. If you look at it, you think it's about God and children, but opening it up, the artist gave this really beautiful woodland creature border to it, and you wouldn't have even known this if you didn't open the book. So that's the pages in there, very vintage and pastel. Here's another one about the Easter Bunny. This, I would cut it out and use it as like a pattern page, like scrapbook paper, into my journal, because it's literally scrapbook paper in my opinion, because it's paper and it has a design on it. And then I'd go around and cut these images out. Also, I also cut out title words or even phrases from books. Here in this little container, I also found this from the thrift store. I just keep a bunch of phrases and cutouts in typewriter font that I get from all of the book clipouts and some magazine clipouts that I will show next week. See? Beautiful illustrations. Oh, no more room. This one's pretty big. This one's another golden book. And see how beautiful this is. I'd cut that out. I'd cut this out. I'd cut this little girl out. This would make really beautiful borders around your journal page. Like I'd even cut this out right here and then cover this up and put the date. So there's so many things that you can do. I'd cut this out and use it as patterned scrapbook paper, like for my scraps, and put it into my scrap bin, you know? So there's so many possibilities. I get excited talking about it because it's like free artwork. I mean, obviously you paid for the book, but it's just artwork that you don't have to go out and spend, you know, $20 on a pack of like paper. Just go to your thrift store. With $5, you can get a good amount of little children's books and cut them out, and you will have very unique designs in your journal. This one's the Baby's Opera. Looking at it, I was like, what is this book? When you open it up, oh my goodness, it is absolutely beautiful. It has like music notes. It's just beautiful. Look at this artwork. This one, I would be a little scared to cut up because it's just beautiful. I might just keep it as is, but I might put it in my journal. I don't know. But obviously if I pick up a really vintage, oh, that's beautiful. Ah, Bo Peep. Little Bo Peep. That's so cute. It's like, oh, Baba Black Sheep. Okay, they're like children's folk songs. Oh, this is beautiful. Oh my gosh, Jack and Jill. Anyway, what was I saying? Yes, so if I come across a book that is very antique, I will not cut it up, obviously, because those are treasures that you need to collect and hold on to, not cut up, you know? So this is another one. As you can see, this book was falling apart. So when I see that a book is falling apart, I immediately grab it because I can use it to make a junk journal, or I can cut it up. And here it's just really, again, really beautiful images done by really talented artists. See, I'd cut this out. I'd cut this out for borders, including borders in my journal. And I kind of imitated this with watercolor on this page. So I added a border of like leaves. But I love adding borders. I've been really getting into adding borders on my journal pages. Here I'd cut this N out because my first name starts with an N, so I could use that in my journal. This really beautiful image of these three ladies. I think this is the story of Cinderella, and you can just put that in your journal. And it doesn't, oh, love this. See, you will not find scrapbook paper with a design like that. That can only be found in books that have been made by very talented artists over the years. Look at that. Oh my gosh. This makes me excited. I want to create now. Go to your local thrift store and just look around for books. You know, you never know what you're going to find. These are just a couple. Let me show you, actually. This. It is I took the lid off because it wasn't fitting anymore. And I have just a bunch of beautiful images with so many clip outs. It's kind of overwhelming. I really need to use up a lot of these. See how I cut out a little page, and I'm going to use it as a border. Or this one, I cut part of an image off. Oh, backwards. I cut part of an image off because I really like this little windowsill and the tree. I don't have, I don't have a tree and I have a little windowsill like that. Doesn't really pertain to me, but I like the image, so I cut it out. So this is just a quick little thing to show you on the types of things that I collect from books and what I typically like to cut out. Oh, this is cute. It's a little Winnie the Pooh one. So pretty. And then also like postcards. I collect postcards and stuff. Oh, look at that. It's cute little cows. You can see that I gravitate towards greenery, obviously. I love nature, so that's what I like to grab from books. And then the rest I think are from magazine clip outs. And I will show you next video. I will do like a part 2. This is just my book clip outs. Next video I will do a part 2 showing you magazine clip outs. So that was it. I hope this has helped you and gave you some inspiration to go to your local thrift store and find some children's books that you can cut images out of. Honestly, I think that putting these images into your notebook just give it more character and make it a lot more special. And just the process of going through the books and sitting down and cutting the images that call towards you or pertain to your life. It's such a fun process. I love it. It's very therapeutic for me. That's why I have a huge container full of clip outs. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed. Please let me know in the comments if this helped you at all, or if you have any further questions. I would love to answer them. So, I hope you have a great day, and may your day be filled with peace and love. Bye-bye.